Good morning, guys. I hope you're all okay. I hope you've had a lovely weekend and that you've done some really cool stuff, that you've had some really nice time with your family, that you've been really helpful for the people at home that you live with, and that you are in school and ready to be amazing again today. I'm sure you are all going to be absolutely amazing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some stories with you this week about ordinary people. In the past in assemblies, we've been talking about, story characters with things like Rosie Revere and characters like that. But then we talked about Michael Jordan. We talked about Albert Einstein, about Bob Dylan. And these are really famous people. So I'm going to tell you some things about some ordinary people who've done the things that we are trying to do in school. Now, this is important. So we know we've got this phrase, together we learn, grow, and dream. All right. So you guys are all learning, you're growing as people, you're dreaming about amazing things, and you are being incredible every day. You are doing the most amazing things every day. And something I got completely surprised the other day. I didn't realize that I have completely run out of head teacher stickers, and I've had to order some more really, really quickly because I keep giving them out because you guys are so fantastic that you are doing all of this amazing work, and I have to give out all of these stickers, which is such a cool thing because you're all being so fantastic. So the theme for the assemblies this week is about aiming to be responsible, local, national, and global citizens, like it says at the top of the slide here. Okay, and it's about people who make a difference to people around them where they live. Okay, people who make a difference, see something that think, you know what, we could make that better, we could change that and do something about it. So when we've gone through each of the little bits of information, and we're going to see if you can work out which global goals fit with the things that I tell you about. Okay, so think about your global goals and see if you can work those out for me. So have a look at the picture. What's happening? Tell your partner what's going on. Pause the video if you need to. So we've got a picture of a guy changing a nappy. But that's not quite how you might ordinarily do it. So why is this guy doing it like that? Why is that how he's changing that nappy? What do you think? Stop and have a think about why he's doing it. Why isn't he using a changing table? Why isn't he using a changing mat? So this is a story. Dad has started a campaign, hashtag Squat for Change, to have public spaces available for men to change their baby's nappy. Often nappy changing facilities are in the female or disabled toilets, leaving men to make do in male toilets, squatting on the floor, because you don't want to put your child down on the floor in a toilet to change a nappy. So this dad, Dante Palmer, published a photo of himself squatting to change his son's nappy. And the photo went viral with other dads joining the campaign. And this campaign is starting to work. So Pampers, the nappy company, has agreed to install 5,000 baby changing tables in men's toilets across America and Canada by 2021, when this was written. So he's actually made a massive difference. He's seen something. He's become a responsible citizen because he said, there's a problem and I could just get grumpy about it, or I could do something about it. So which global goals are we thinking about when we're thinking about what Dante Palmer has done? Have a think. Talk to your friends. Which global goals do you think apply? Well, I hope that we've got these three. So good health and well-being, because it's about somewhere to change a nappy that's healthy and hygienic. Gender equality, to say that we want this to be right for men and women, any gender identity, it doesn't matter, and reduced inequalities to make sure that everybody has the same opportunities. As somebody who's made a massive difference with something really straightforward and easy. Right, here we go. Here's the next picture. Now, Katie Stagiano lives in America, and when she was 9 years old, she brought home a cabbage seed as part of her school's Bonnie Plants third grade cabbage program. Okay, Katie nurtured her seedling until it grew into an enormous vegetable weighing 40 pounds. And Katie donated the cabbage to a soup kitchen where it helped to feed over 275 people So 275 people. That's just a little bit less than the people in our school. We've got 292 people in the school. One cabbage fed all of those people. And from this one cabbage came up with the idea for Katie's Crops, a project to create vegetable gardens where fresh, healthy produce could be donated to people in need. And today, Katie's Crops offers grants to children aged between 9 and 16, which helps them to buy the things they need to grow their own produce. So growing areas range from a pot that's large enough to grow a single vegetable to a whole designated allotment. And the idea is simple, fun, and successful. And in 2015, there were 83 Katie's Crops gardens across America. And they provide healthy supplies to the hungry, but they also give all that wonderful things, that empowerment to the growers that gives them life skills, gives them a sense of pride and responsibility, and helps them to feel that they're giving something back. So there's two fantastic things there about being a local, national, and global citizen. So Katie made a massive difference, but now, because of what Katie did, setting up this gardening scheme with Katie's Crops, all of those people are now becoming just as amazing because they are making a difference to people in need as well. Which global goals are we talking about? Stop the video and have a think. Well, I didn't put the pictures into this one. I think we've got zero hunger, obviously, and no poverty, and reduced inequalities too, because it's about everybody having the same access to things. So well done if you got those. Right, let's have a look at our next one. Okay, so 15-year-old James Curtis has also had a huge impact. Last year, he won the Children's Achievement Award at the Children and Young People Now Awards. He's an ambassador for a charity called Auditory Verbal UK, which teaches deaf babies and children to listen and speak so they can achieve their full potential in life. And James works with parents and trains councils and NHS professionals like doctors and nurses on behalf of deaf children. He also raised more than £500,000 to go towards the training of more auditory verbal therapists by delivering a speech to hundreds of business professionals. And this is a massive deal for any teenager, but even greater because James was born profoundly deaf and has undergone years of auditory verbal therapy. He's not only an inspirational advocate for deaf children and young people, but a role model for other teenagers. How amazing is he? He's done all of those fantastic things, and he said, yes, I've got this problem, but I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to help other people with it, and I'm going to show other people who are the same as me that I can do this so that they can improve their life chances as well. He is really, really cool. So he's used his talents, his abilities to help other people. Let's go back and so I think about our global goals. What global goal do you think fits with our story here? I definitely think health and well-being, because it's about helping people who need medical help, but also, again, reduced inequalities, because it means that everybody, and we can talk about reduced inequalities because we can look at things like really obvious differences like skin color or things, but actually, this guy uses a hearing aid, and all these other people need that auditory therapy. So we've got that disability, and we're making sure that we've got that equality for people with disabilities. Okay, next story. Ryan Hureliak lives in Canada. And when he was 6, he learned about the devastating consequences people faced in countries where there was poor sanitation and no access to fresh, clean water. And though he was very young, he felt so strongly he wanted to help tackle the problem. So at first, Ryan set about doing extra chores to earn money. And later, he started participating in public speaking events with the aim of raising the $2,000 needed for his first well in northern Uganda. And 3 years later, the Ryan's Well Foundation was born. And today, over 992 communities have clean water due to this project. And 1,153 latrines, was a word for a kind of toilet system, have been completed in 16 countries. And the foundation has saved lives by reducing the risk of disease and given more than 1 million vulnerable people the prospect of a brighter future. Wow. So we know that some people in the world don't have clean, fresh water, but Ryan actually did something about it. And he has helped more than 1 million people because he was so passionate about that. What a great person. So we've got those reduced inequalities. We've got good health and well-being. He is pretty cool. So we've got people who've looked at gender equality, reduced inequalities, health and well-being, and they've taken their own abilities and they have helped everybody around the world. So each one of the people that we've talked about today has been, let's go back to that first slide, a responsible local, national, and global citizen by seeing something that's happening in society and saying, I'm going to make that a little bit better. Now, all of the adults who are working in school with you guys, all of your teachers are doing this as well. They are seeing something and they are saying, right, what can I do to make life a little bit better? And they are teaching you guys. So all of the adults in school are teaching you, and they're making the world a slightly better place because you guys go out going, well, now I know what 3 times 4 is. Or now I know why the Vikings invaded. Or now I know what a subordinate clause is. So because of the grown-ups that you work with, you are now better people. So turn to your teachers, turn to your teaching assistants and say thank you, because they're doing an amazing job for you. They are being responsible local, national, and global citizens. So there's your challenge, guys. How are you going to do that too? Have a lovely day. See you soon. Bye.